baby beard.
Waited for you, Fry.
This episode traumatized me as a young person.
My head is hurting again.
Where's my firstborn son?
God does not care about me masturbating.
Your singing is bad and you should feel bad.
First get out into the bus, so you're like, oh no!
Yeah, I don't like myself becoming the protagonist of this podcast.
You've been in
because you haven't learned anything.
Shut up! And, tape my podcast.
Okay, we need to put masking tape around that stuff so we know that that is always Phil's from now on.
And also, now we can't leave this fucking room.
Yeah, we're self-isolating for 2 weeks.
Are you sick with
Damn
that
it.
Bud Light disease that's going around?
Yes, I have. I've got the Han Super Dry...
Han Super
Dryrus. The Han Super Dryrus.
Quick, someone put a lemon in him.
So we're just dating this episode off the bat.
Well, the reason we're also dating is because this episode doesn't come until 4 weeks after you make this joke. It's like we're 4 weeks ahead.
Oh, fuck. This is going to be interesting.
So we'll see whether it's gotten worse or gotten better.
This may get better or get horribly worse,
So-
this joke.
To properly timestamp this episode, we just passed 100,000 worldwide coronavirus infections a couple days ago. That's our timestamp.
Which is
That's
important
exactly
to know,
Timestamp.
as this is Shut Up and Take My Podcast, the Australian Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode in a bloody, glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment. And I'm surprised I knew that because it's been a long fucking time since I've done that intro. And as always, I am joined by Elan.
Oh, it's me, Ellen. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, it was just a chinchilla.
I'm joined by Philippe.
Yay, go lay me!
I'm joined by Saxay Chris.
I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here to this podcast.
And
We're joined by Sean.
I've never seen The Thing, and apparently that's a big part of this episode.
It's a
You
massive
really
part of this
should.
episode.
I got the alien part of the episode.
Yes, for sure.
Not
But I
only-
did not get the Thing part of the episode.
Not only that, it's a great film. You really should do yourself a favor and watch it because it's like got some of my favorite practical effects. It's got a very, very sexy.
John Carpenter?
No, what's this? Kurt Russell.
Oh, what if I just watched
Oh,
what if I just
boy.
watched the 2011 remake instead?
No!
Done.
I have not seen it, but I'm assuming it's not great.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen videos breaking down why it is
Yeah.
nowhere near as good as the original.
I heard nothing about it, so I'm assuming that means everyone's just like, look, it wasn't that good, so we'll
Sean,
just try
the
and forget
thing I
about
know-
it.
I haven't
Sorry,
seen
sorry.
it either.
Really? You haven't
So-
seen The Thing?
I haven't seen The Thing.
Oh, The
Movie
Thing.
night. Movie night.
It's one of my
Movie
all-time
night.
favourite.
Movie night. Movie
Pizza
night.
party.
Join along.
Pizza party. Pizza party.
So, guys,
Pizza.
this is season 7, episode 24, and if you're keeping score,
That rhymed.
yeah, I know.
Once more.
We are 3 episodes away from the end.
Fuck. That
There
didn't
is
rhyme at all.
This, the one after, and then the one after. And that's it.
I know how that works.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And this episode is called what?
Murder on the Planet Express.
Which is a reference to what?
Murder on the Orient
Express.
By who?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Agatha
Percy Shelley.
Christie. Yeah, that's right.
Lord Byron, I believe.
It was a collab.
By Jay-Z.
I would listen to that.
Stephanie Meyer.
It's Dr. Dre. Oh, no, sorry, that's Beats.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Hey.
Beats.
Beats.
Should we?
So
By
it
Dre.
is.
Agatha Christie.
It
It is Agatha
Agatha
It-
Christie.
It's one of the most famous Hercule Poirot stories.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Who's your favorite Agatha Christie? What's your contender?
Never watched Poirot.
Or any
Did
of
you
them.
read
I
any
mean,
of
I
them?
haven't really watched it since I was a teenager and was sitting on the couch while my parents watched it. So
I
I
really
don't
like
really know.
Miss Marple.
I second
She's
that.
always my favorite. I don't know. I just like I like a funny old lady who comes in and is just like, I know who murdered this person.
Miss
In that
Marple
case,
is
I
mine.
like Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, well, that's all. I
Yeah.
also love Murder She Wrote. So it's kind of winning combo for me.
Do you have any of those books, Sean?
No, I've only read parts of M is for Murder because I had to read a book during a play.
That's right.
And so every night I would read a bit more of the book.
That's
And I
nice.
got a little bit way through, and then when the show ended, I stopped reading.
Well, I have one of them, so if you want to read it, there you go.
No.
No, he's not in a play right now, Chris.
But
you
I
see.
can read something to you.
Okay, what would you like to read to
The
me?
director for this episode is Frank Marino.
Hey, I know Frank Marino.
Yeah, we all do.
He's a friend of the podcast.
I mean, I've spoken to him. I
And
wouldn't
he's-
say I know him.
and
Yeah,
he's-
you do.
He's a
Okay.
very woolly
Intimately.
man.
Oh, and it's also his swan song.
Oh.
How can a swan have wool?
Oh.
Merino? As in merino wool?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, people!
Well, you had to
I got
explain it.
I just didn't want to give you credit.
Yeah.
It was sucked.
But the other person we should give the other
So I'm
person
in that mood today.
the other person we should give credit to is the writer for this episode, which is Lewis Morton. And it's also his swan song.
What else
Bye,
has
Lewis.
What else has Lewis written?
Oh, the other things that Lewis has written are
shopping
such
list.
episodes as Brannigan Begin Again, our season 2 winner, Mother's Day,
Oh, yeah.
the problematic Amazon Women in the Mood, the fun late Philip J. Fry. And,
That's one of my favourite episodes.
Yeah.
and he's back from Calculon 2.0 where he brought Calculon back to life. Wait, did he?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Or was
did,
it a
and then he
clone?
also...
No, back to
he
life.
did, and then he killed him.
That's right.
Again.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
That's quite a accomplished list.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even
Yeah,
with-
those are good.
yeah.
Those
yeah.
are good. The Amazon Women in the Mood is like a well-remembered... It's a very iconic episode for the show. Even if we reflect on it slightly differently now.
It was a
definitely
different
stuck in our
time.
heads. Yeah.
You, myself, and James were very excited for that episode
Yeah,
when it
'cause
we
we
were like,
remember it as
"Snoo, snoo,
teenagers."
yay!"
Yeah.
And then we watched it and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, snoo snoo.
Literally,
just
I
had
was
to-
talking
yeah.
about this podcast to someone recently, and they were talking
Ooh.
about, they said, oh, Futurama, snoo, snoo. It's just like, it's so embedded in
Yeah.
people's
Yes.
memories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And also, they want to fuck big women.
Ooh.
Who doesn't?
Little Women.
Gay men
don't
and queer.
Very,
No.
I was going to say
People
very
whose
tall men,
tastes
but no.
differ from that archetype.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, guess when this episode came out?
August 17th,
Of what year?
This episode's gay?
2013.
You are off by 4 days.
Fucking
Wow.
hell.
August 21st, 2013.
Fucking
Damn,
hell,
I didn't
Chris.
account for the weekends.
No, you did not. But well done.
That was some quick maths.
Yeah.
Am I a fucking weirdo savant?
Yeah.
In some things,
maybe.
like useless trivia. Yeah.
Speaking of useless, Phil, can you run down the plot of this?
Yeah, arse flakes.
Wow. What a fucking...
Just rolls off. It just
You
rolls
didn't-
off my back.
You didn't bring your fucking headphones, so you do get the.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Although I do get to use my headphones. now.
I never bring my headphones. It's a running gag that you are now party to, dear member of the audience.
If you go on our
Yay.
Instagram, I'm sure you'll notice the
Stop
elf.
squeaking the mic. Stop it.
Did someone leave
Okay,
a
I'll stop.
squeaky door open?
Yeah, go on Instagram. You'll see Phil with elf ears.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
somewhere,
there's
yeah,
somewhere,
they are
yeah.
in there
And
somewhere.
if they're not, what we'll do is we'll take a photo of him after this episode, forcing him and holding him and touching his face.
Stop shaming me. Stop touching your faces and wash your hands.
What's the plot?
Stop shaming.
Yes. Arse flakes.
You just scratched your face.
I know. Arse flakes.
Okay,
It's the whole
great
plot.
summary.
No, so it starts with everybody has put hidden cameras around to catch each other doing shady shit. But no one actually has done the shady shit.
Well, not the right people.
yeah,
Everyone else has done shady
someone has
shit.
done
Yeah.
shady shit, but not the people they actually dislike.
Is Fry
and-
the only one that didn't do shady shit?
Did Fry do something
Fry
naughty?
did something naughty.
What did
yeah.
he do?
He sandpapers Bender's ass when he's asleep.
yeah, that's right.
Fair,
Fair.
Yeah.
He just didn't get caught on camera.
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
Yeah.
The whole bit culminates with Leela eating Fry's kidney,
Oh.
which is just disgusting.
Kidneys are supposed to be good
It's like
for
a
you.
raw kidney as well.
And did you see that it was still attached to her mouth? There was just like the stringy.
It's really
Yeah.
gross.
Well, it's raw. So
Yeah, that's what makes it gross.
Hey, kidneys have vitamins in them, right?
Kidneys are
Rich in iron.
any of the organs are pretty
Yeah.
good eating.
Yeah.
The liver is the best thing to eat. It's what predators eat first.
yeah,
And
but
Anthony Hopkins.
isn't liver like the most delectable because it's got so much fat in it?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's full of good nutrients, micronutrients.
Healthy.
Why it's called liver?
It's
Live.
the
Live, yes,
To
that's
live.
right. Yes.
liver. I barely know her.
This establishes that no one has trust for anyone else. So in a fit of anger, the professor decides team building exercise has to happen.
As a punishment.
Everyone's really upset by this. So they go off into deep space in the Planet Express to have their team building exercise. They pick up a random hitchhiker for reasons to be
Trust reasons.
And the random hitchhiker turns out to be a shape-shifting alien that eats everyone. They have to team up to solve various problems
in the same groups that hate each other.
Whoa! And they all learn to team up and trust one another in absurd ways, like Fry
gets
inside Bender,
my God.
Quite literally, like inside all his appendages and everything.
Yep.
Frender.
A Frender, yes. Amy and Leela
Both attack Hermes.
yes, together.
Yeah.
and get the steering wheel.
Yeah, they get the steering wheel, and then
Hermes and
Zoidberg.
start the fan up that does the life support and get squirted in the eyes
With some
that's
ink.
right.
Yeah.
with some ink. They're like, "Yay, we did it!" And then the professor starts eating everyone, and then Amy starts, and then everyone is the shape-shifting
Yeah,
alien.
no one knows who's the alien.
Yeah, which is the riff on the thing. That's that
Hey.
bit specifically.
Yep.
I'm learning.
And then finally we're down to
Two.
We're down to Fry and
Bender.
And they are told by
Whatever
what's
the fuck his name was.
McMasters.
Dan McMasters.
Yeah,
Dan
Dan
McMasters.
McMasters.
That they have learned to trust one another and work together. They have passed with flying colours. They don't trust him, so they just vaporize him. Turns out that actually he was on the level this one time and everyone was having a pizza party. And in the conclusion, a special reward, a double special reward is offered for if there were two killers, complete immunity for one of them to hand the other in, and a special double reward of $2 million. And that's where we end, with the two of them ready to dob one another in.
So,
Dun, dun, dun.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever done those team building excursions at a workplace?
Yes.
I've done one at the workplace, not away from the workplace.
I've done away from a workplace. I did a retreat.
Were they helpful?
No.
Did you
No.
Did you trust?
Sort of.
Wait. Here's a better question. Why did you have to do it?
Okay, so we had to do it because I was employed by a high school. And it was my first year, so it was actually helpful for me.
High schools always do retreats.
Yes,
did you guys
particularly
do
for the staff.
retreats in high school?
Not trust ones.
No, not like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one that was like science focused.
Okay, because
And
I
I did
know
one was just a school trip.
I know we did retreats in high school as well, because I went to like a Catholic high school, so their retreats were always kind of focused in
self-flagellation.
a little bit, yeah.
How
or
to speed count rosaries.
the way that they kind of focus that religion class, as opposed to it just being kind of learning about the Bible, is more just kind of a bit. They're turning it into something a bit more woo-woo and going like, oh, well, let's just meditate.
Let's
blah,
do some
blah, blah.
meditation.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
So
All right.
I had one a day before. We had the students, so we went to the campsite, did a day retreat, and then had the kids arrive a day later to look after. So it was all right. I got to know the teachers, which was useful because I hadn't been working there before. So,
Great. So not as horrifying.
no one ate each other.
That's
No.
positive.
Well,
Whack.
I say that,
However,
but I
You
don't
didn't
know.
go to an all-girls Catholic school camp
That's
retreat.
it.
I'll
Well,
tell you
I'll
what,
tell
we
you-
ate each other.
I can
Fuck
tell
no.
you the fellas didn't eat each other. I don't know about the ladies.
Well,
Don't know why I became a radio presenter there for a
There's a
second.
joke in
Shock
there
jock.
somewhere.
Don't know about the ladies.
what's his name? Fuck it, I'm going to call him out.
Glenn Roberts.
No, what's that?
That's a high school friend of
Limbo?
mine. I don't know why I've
The
just
one who's
thrown
got
him under the
cancer
bus.
now?
No, what? No, what? The guy that we faced in Filmily Fortunes
Oh, on a night.
on a night.
Yeah.
Hey, Honor, if you're listening,
You're not. He's not listening.
He's not listening.
Also,
he might.
also, I like that you're taking the high road. I'm not. You're shit on a night.
Yeah, he was really rude to us and just like really shock jockey.
I'm starting beef.
I mean,
Please don't.
I hope you learn from this, Honor. I hope that, you take things
Oh
less
my
aggressively.
God. I've offended the people from BBM. I must change my ways. Oh no.
That's how we get fans.
Yes.
We change them.
Yeah.
We go
Yes.
on a retreat with them. Someone eats them.
Oh, that's our next goal on our
is-
Patreon.
Yeah.
We invite all of the $25 followers
On an retreat.
to go on a trust retreat with
I
us.
kind of think that that's what the podcast is that if
A
you
trust
put
retreat.
on our podcast right now and you put yourself in a vacant space like a park or a empty garage
and just fall backwards.
Yeah,
We'll catch you.
We'll catch you.
We will.
Emotionally.
Maybe just to really send the point home, do it over like a hard surface, like concrete.
No.
or something.
I've
Or
got the
a
incentive.
bridge.
You'll get caught by the amount of money that Patreon has accumulated. So
We'll make a bed of it underneath.
basically, you need more people to sign up to
Yeah.
Patreon. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time.
Well, you're gonna have
A death.
concussion. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be really good at scams, Sean.
I thought so.
So what we want you to do is go and buy some gift cards and tell us the numbers off the back.
Oh, okay.
That's how scams work.
Yeah.
They get
I'd
you
buy
to
it.
they get you to do gift cards because
Yeah.
they're hardest
Yeah.
to trace.
Yeah.
I have another question about our collective shady ethics as a group. Have you ever spied on someone?
In any context whatsoever?
I guess so.
Sure.
Like I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, the one thing I was thinking about when Fry installs the spy camera and then kind of finds out.
In the context of filming someone else or just
I've
watching
never filmed
them?
on anyone else, but like I do remember looking through a partner's phone and realizing that they had installed Tinder, and then not knowing who's got the moral high ground because whilst,
You be snooping.
yes,
Yeah.
but I also had reason to be snooping. So,
But did you know that? Did you have circumstantial evidence to believe that the exact thing you were looking for would be there?
No, but also I wasn't looking for Tinder. I was just like looking for an app on his phone.
Ellen, is your name spelled D-O-G-G? Because you shouldn't be snooping otherwise. You shouldn't be doing it.
Congratulations, it's the lamest joke of the series.
We're warming back up. all right?
everyone.
Let me put it to you this way: would you be okay with the police coming and searching your house with no warrant as long as they found something?
Okay, I'm not fucking the police. This is a completely different thing.
Well, you shouldn't fuck with
I don't know.
police.
The
That's a
ethics are
bad
pretty
idea.
similar.
What? But NWA told me.
I rest my case.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's always
NWA.
those.
Well, no. For the record, I do not check my partner's phones. Just
I
for
don't
kids.
check them
not. You should
either,
not.
but like
I do not check my current partner's phones.
You're
At all.
listening.
I don't check people's phones. But like if I'm on it or something, and then you see Tinder, it's kind of like, well,
What you got Tinder for?
what the fuck's up with that? Anywho's
Maybe they're promoting a podcast on Tinder.
Hey, don't dog me and my
I did it.
marketing.
I did it. I promoted our podcast on Tinder.
Yeah, I do.
Would you promote this episode of Futurama?
Sure. I think so. I like this episode, actually.
Well, this episode actually is so when IGN did their top 25 Futurama episodes of all times, they redid it when the new series finished, and they incorporated their choices into there. Murder on the Planet Express comes in at number 8 of the top
that's pretty high.
25 episodes of all time.
I think there's some good things going for it. So it uses the core cast,
Yep.
and it uses all of them. And then riffs off all of their characters, right? So you feel very like everyone gets a little bit of service while still focusing a little bit on like Bender and Fry's relationship, which begins the episode and finishes it. So it has a neat arc to it as well. Got all the characters. It's got a whole riff on a bunch of alien on the ship. Who can we trust? We're all going to die.
Yep.
And a new relationship that we don't really get to see, which is Farnsworth and Scruffy.
Yes, that's true.
That was a weird pairing.
Yeah.
That makes
The
sense.
game is Candyland. So yeah, it has a lot of like really good aspects, and then just some cheeky fun things like
The Mr. X is so funny
Yes, yes.
who the monster is going to be.
Yes.
They
keep
really
getting me with that.
They really keep you on your toes.
It really kicked in a high gear in that last 10 minutes. And I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit.
I get tickled by the random extra rooms in the ship, like a panic room
A
that would have been
basement.
The basement is the best.
The basement's great.
The monster won't even know that we have a basement.
It
Unless
looks
someone's
like
been posting on Instagram.
it looks like a typical like American.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
got-
like a horror basement.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's got
Junk and stuff.
surfboards.
Yeah.
It's got
Like old weights. I think it must
Yeah.
have in there
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's perfect.
Jackie Jr.
Jackie Jr.
The
Oh yeah, my
assistant.
death tally's
Hey,
at 2 actually.
No,
Jackie
he's
Jr.
fine.
He's fine.
Did he crop up at the end?
Yeah.
Okay,
at
then
the
it's just
pizza
one.
party.
Is he there?
He's there at the
Whose
pizza party.
skeleton is that?
Yeah. Was that
I don't
It's
know.
planted?
even wearing a hat.
I don't know, but it's clogging the fan.
I guess it's planted there.
It must have been.
There is a death tally though, just McMaster's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he
Yeah,
does die.
he's
yes.
not coming back. I'm sorry to say.
Rest in peace, McMasters.
I mean-
He's McMissing.
But also, you can't give people functioning guns.
Yeah, that's true.
Put them in a scenario which is literally making them fear for their life.
Holy shit, that was a real gun.
And believe that
they could have all died.
Yeah, believe that their friends have gone missing, and no, not just gone missing. Believe that their friends around them and everyone's dying. You can't put someone in that situation with a loaded gun.
That company
and
must
then-
have a wicked insurance
and then
policy.
come out the end and go, "Don't worry, everything's fine."
Ellen, are you saying we can't do that?
Because we already
Yeah.
sold
I
tickets.
have to cancel my team building exercise for Baby Beard Media then.
Well, we actually have a Baby Beard retreat coming up next week.
We do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is sort of a riff on paintball, but live
With loaded
ammunition.
guns.
I call it murder.
Did you notice the Wreck-It Ralph reference?
Wreck-It Ralph
Wreck-It Ralph?
reference.
So there's a arcade machine that goes by on the back of a truck, and it
Yeah.
has like a Wreck-It Ralph face on the side of it.
And why would they have Wreck-It Ralph in it? Because Rich Moore was a Futurama director.
yeah.
He was in the original run way back.
I
Yes.
completely missed that.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I
it was
love-
really cute.
I fucking
It was an
love Wreck-It
establishing
Ralph.
shot of the Planet Express building.
It was in
and
the
a truck
first- yeah.
truck goes by, and it has arcade machines on the back, and one of
Yeah,
them has
great.
Wreck-It Ralph's.
Yeah, beautiful.
Has his 8-bit face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
That's a nice little Easter egg. I like
Nice
that.
little homage to the original run.
This has a couple of my. I'll do my feature first. Bender's function.
Sure is that theme song.
Sure is the theme moment
Yep.
that I did
Wink.
just
Yeah,
now.
that was it.
Wink.
Wink.
So my favourite one is Bender's hand has a retractable mobile phone in it.
You jolted when you saw
I was like,
that.
whoa! It's just literally his hand is a mobile, and it goes back in, and then his hand pops out. This
Nice.
may have also been there before, but when
I
his
didn't
fingers,
even notice it in this episode. So
yeah,
there
it's
you
when
go.
he's walking over to the fridge, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll keep it
Oh,
cold."
of course. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The kidney gag. Yeah.
Also, do you consider Bender function that he transforms into Fry from the inside out?
No, I wasn't counting that. The other one I was counting is that his finger is a lighter, which I'm sure he's done before.
He has done
he has,
before.
because he in the truck stop episode where Fry gets worms.
That's right.
He,
Right, yeah.
he tries to, and then he blows up. And,
Well, I guess if you're not going to mention it, it counts in my corner.
Okay, sure.
You
It's
can wear
fashion.
You can wear Bender as a suit.
That's right, yeah.
everyone should
I'll
wear.
hand it to
Everyone
you,
should
yeah.
wear that.
Yeah. Apart from that, we only have in ways of fashion McMasters,
Wait,
who's
It's
got.
pretty snazzy.
He's pretty snazzy.
It's like a future tie as well.
It's future
Yes,
80s.
Yeah.
It's like this gauche purple suit. He's just very like 80s business guy.
Yuppie kind of.
over the top, blonde hair, like very, very styled.
Even
know,
like tussles his hair before he starts
he
speaking to
does.
everyone.
He does.
He also does that weird warm-up lap, which I quite like, as his music starts. It's very good.
I don't like the yellow underneath the purple.
Why
I'm not a
not?
fan of it. I just
Too clashy.
It just does, which is weird because purple and yellow go together quite nicely. But I think it's just too much.
Are
It's
that
just
our
too much.
colours?
Ours are purple and white.
And skin
Yes.
of the baby.
Yeah, it was original. We did actually originally going to go purple and
That's
yellow.
what I thought.
Yeah.
That was Baby Beard Media's original color scheme.
We should have gone orange and blue.
Oh.
No,
match
because
all
that's
the
of Hollywood.
movies.
everyone else.
Or purple turquoise, which is
Oh yeah,
Just for the record,
bicolours.
McMasters, I am saying is the second best 80s character to appear on Futurama.
behind 80s guy.
That 80s
Yeah.
guy, yeah. You're either a shark or you're a
Sheep.
sheep.
Sharks eat sheep.
I can tell you're
And
not an
sharks
80s guy,
don't
Sean.
look backwards because they don't have necks.
right.
It's a sad life to be a shark.
No, it's not. You're a predator. You're always swimming forward.
Yeah, but you're so dumb and you can't look at anything without biting it with your big stupid face.
I apologize on Ellen's behalf
To all our shark
all our
listeners.
shark
I
listeners.
love sharks.
Only some sharks suffocate if they stop moving.
Do, do,
Not
do,
all
do.
sharks.
Hashtag not all sharks.
Not all sharks. Damn it, you beat me to it.
I've got Chris's humour today.
Yeah.
It's
infectious.
Swapped humors.
like a
Uh-oh. Don't touch your face.
Oh my god!
The
Can we have
Carissa
like
virus.
a baby beard? It's like a baby beard Freaky Friday where we all swap personalities.
That would be great.
I thought we just, get our baby beard logo and put a mask on it
As in, like what?
instead of the pacifier.
Yeah, it's got a
Oh,
surgical
corona.
mask.
Yeah,
Right,
surgical
right,
Or
right.
an N95.
Yeah,
That might be
they don't really,
morbid.
Yeah, a little bit.
A bit
and also
morbid?
they don't really stop infection.
They're more for preventing
Exactly.
the person spreading it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is It's why
Especially the
surgeons wear it.
The surgical masks are not won't help you that much.
No.
Unfortunately.
Now,
But better than absolutely
And
nothing.
don't take your medical advice from a podcast.
You also don't go on the website. You're talking about misdirects. My favourite misdirect has to be, I know what's happening here. I'm the monster.
When it's Brian Leela
Brian Leela in the cupboard. Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
keeps biting his lip. And he's like, I know what this is.
It's me.
It's me.
Which is either the monster going on a real. It's not even a monster. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's either the
It's
pretend
Glorblack.
monster
it's an actor.
going on
Yeah.
a real ride and going so deep in character,
Takes it
Or-
very seriously.
He's done his research on everyone.
or just stringing along for
they have-
no one's benefit.
They have secret videos of everyone.
Exactly.
So.
Farnsworth totally.
50-inch floppies.
50-inch fly.
I love them so much. Remote 15-inch floppies.
Yeah, remote 15.
Now,
God.
speaking of misdirects, so far this season on Shut Up, it's been the same story again and again and again, which is Free Will Hunting keeps winning. So can we potentially pull off the biggest misdirect of this entire season by voting for this episode?
Would that be
Well,
a
the
misdirect?
biggest misdirect would be if we didn't vote for this episode at all.
Well,
Yeah.
can we?
And I think
No.
I think you're like prejudiced. I can't say that word.
Prejudiced?
Anymore. Yes, the jury by doing that.
Did I?
You're like, well, can we make this one the surprise winner? Can we?
Well,
can
let's
we?
let's
Can
see
we?
if it works.
Oh. Well, this you're tainting the
Are we-
process.
So it is the
Sacred process.
Phil is very against
you know what?
spread
I'm
of disease.
apathetic. I'm
and
not going to
taint.
vote.
Sean,
I'm not going to vote.
Don't
He's
touch
upset.
Phil's
Home.
taint.
the.
Unless you're wearing a surgical mask.
That's right.
We'll
I'm
put
going to share memes about Bernie, but I'm not going to vote for him.
we'll put Phil's taint off to the side for one moment.
Oh, that sounds.
Ow!
Yeah, painful.
It is the current winner, Free Will Hunting, against this episode, Murder on the Planet Express.
Are we gonna 3, 2, 1 it?
Let's 3, 2, 1 it, and then we can discuss. We've got a few minutes, and then we can discuss things that we have left out of our little notepads.
Cool.
So, on 0.
Okay.
God damn it.
In lieu of saying 0, we say the
I
episode.
love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Good use of.
Gotcha.
Good use of lieu.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. 3, 2, 1.
Free Will
on the
Hunting
Planet
Express.
Interesting.
Oh, how many was that? Hang on.
I think all three of you said murder.
We all three said murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in the loss.
You're this
I lost.
dissenting voice.
Yeah, that is a great episode. I think what tips it over for me is the fact that he uses all the cast.
Me too. I gotta say, I love it. I love it when you. I think it's really strong as a writer and director if you can bring everyone in and all have them have a little shining moment. That's not to say it's kind of easier if you make an episode just about one person. Then you can make it really strong and cohesive. But the fact that it's an ensemble just makes it so much fun, and it makes it move really quickly, and the humor is just crack-a-lackin' in this one. Like, we jump from joke to joke to joke, like jokes that literally caught us off guard, which, I mean, we've been watching the show for quite a while. I feel like
3
a lot of
years.
times you do know when a joke is coming, and this one was just like, whoosh, 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 holy fuck, it's coming out of nowhere. Is that sum it up? Enough? Yeah.
I want to hear RBG's
The dissenting
RBG's
opinion.
dissenting opinion.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's for that exact reason why I'm voting for the other one. In fact, it's such a strong episode for being so centrally focused on Bender alone. And it's primarily him, especially, and I see it as a weird little sister episode to Fear of a Bot Planet, because we do go to the same planet. But Fear of a Bot Planet is, for my money, probably one of the worst episodes of Futurama. And Free Will Hunting for me was just an amazing character study in Bender, and really takes that sci-fi trope of, more human than human. What is it to be human? And he's saying, well, what the fuck is it to be a robot? Because if I can't make free will, if I can't make free will occur anywhere, what the fuck is the point?
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I think what tipped me over the edge to free will is that for me it was very consistent in episode in terms of my enjoyment of it. Whereas with Murder, I adored the second half.
Yep.
For me, the first half was like, I really like this episode. And it wasn't until that second half where it really got rollicking and,
Right.
and my enjoyment intensified. So fantastic episode, but when I compare it to free will,
It did
I exercise
definitely
my free
ramp
will.
up. Yeah.
Yes. I like your enjoyment intensified.
yes.
Phil, why did you like Murder?
So mine's my reasons are very, very similar to Alan's. That it's a sorry, I was a bit far away.
Oh my god!
So
Thank fuck that microphone is only used for you now. You've spent so much time coughing
I
and
use it.
breathing
Snogging
right
it.
into.
I'm gonna lick,
No, you don't.
I'm gonna lick it.
Gotta stop touching my face.
For $69, a
low
one-off
price.
donation on Patreon, Chris will lick Phil's microphone.
Yeah, I'll lick anything.
Make it happen.
For $69, Chris will lick anything.
You can put that on the Patreon.
I guess for me, I have a bit more of a connection to The Thing. And Alien, two of my
Such a
favorite sci-fi films ever.
Right, they're so good.
Yes, and having a episode so effectively riff on two of my favorite properties is really cool, and just gives me some warm and fuzzies. I really like all the humor that comes out of nowhere, even the humor that's predictable, like the chinchilla. It's about to get eaten. It's still
the
good.
hamburger in Farnsworth.
Yeah.
But it's also
It's all down to
crazy
the timing
because
that keeps it going.
it's crazy because it's like it already caught me off guard because why a chinchilla?
And it's yeah, it's been such a long time, I guess, and this was just such a good welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
And I just laughed my ass off. I just had a ball watching this, and that for me, it just left me with one of those good feelings about the episode. I was like, oh, I had a great time with this.
Yeah.
I loved it.
For reference, before we throw to Chris, I don't think we've recorded in well over a month.
Just under.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris.
I really like this episode because it is kind of like perfectly balanced in terms of narrative. You start with Fry and Bender. You expand into the major cast.
Oh, expand.
Slowly introducing characters as you go. Get to the glut or the meat of the episode where all three narratives occur at the same time. And then it slowly reduces back down to those two characters, finalizing with them in a two-person scene at the end, returning to the major theme of the episode. Can you trust someone?
Yeah.
A friend. That's
And
why it's kind of just like fucking beautifully done. It's an ensemble piece, but also manages to tell a cohesive one-person or two-hander story.
Chris,
All
you just-
bracketed by Bender's ass.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, didn't know glut was a word.
It's a good one.
It's a great
Yeah,
word.
it's a great
Yeah.
word.
Yes.
I also got a little kick out of Chris being like perfectly balanced.
Perfectly
As all
balanced.
things.
Honestly, if I was Thanos, I would have done nothing different.
I'd have been happy with
Wow.
myself.
I'd have been,
I would have just doubled the resources
Yeah, me too.
why?
because there's not enough resources here, half the people.
Yeah.
What about just doubling the resources?
To be fair, I would just
No.
to be fair, I would have just used the Infinity Gauntlet for the bling.
So
the
that's
stones off.
It looks cool, yeah.
therein lies the death of Free Will Hunting
Kill it!
after 14 episodes.
Wow. I guess this was the real murder
Oh.
on the Planet Express. Shots fired.
We really need a soundboard so that we can do those.
Yeah, 2 episodes before
You're
the
the editor.
end.
Just put them in after.
No.
They need to happen live.
We're
That's
actually,
me.
yeah, we're actually editing live right now.
Yeah, we'll make all these changes in the last couple of months before we finish the podcast.
I have to. Sorry,
Yes.
Go on.
we need a second vote.
Why?
Frender
Oh.
Laney.
Oh, yeah.
or Hermberg.
Hermberg. Sorry, as in which is the better pairing or which is the
better
better
Your
couple.
couple?
your own criteria.
I'm going to say
3,
Frender.
2, 1.
Frender.
Hermberg.
Hermberg.
Are we split down the middle?
What did you say, Chris?
Frender.
Yeah, Frender.
And we both said
Hermberg.
Hermberg.
Yeah.
I just
Frender's
love
a
the way it
double meaning.
sounds.
It's the funny word. It's the funniness of the name. Yeah.
Hermberg.
Friend is a double meaning. It's a pairing of their names and they're friends.
And they're friend.
They're more than friends. They're friender. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't you
good.
want
That's
to
quite
be
good.
more?
Inside a robot? Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
It's a
I
better
like that
couple
bit.
name than Bry
Mm.
Ugh.
or a Aimler.
Is anyone
Aimler?
else like mildly
Lame-
grossed out by
lamey.
that?
Lamey or Aimler?
About Fry being in Bender.
Yeah.
Or the way it pushes Bender
was
out is
something-
just kind of something.
kind
It
of-
was kind
Ugh.
of horrifying, but not too much because Bender is a robot. If he
If that was a skin suit,
well, didn't they do that in Treehouse of Horrors when Homer was like inside Mr. Burns? And, like,
no, that's a second head.
Yeah.
are you sure?
Yeah, unless there's another episode.
I think it's when they like shrink themselves down.
Simpsons Index, contact us.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm fairly sure it happens in The Simpsons when they do like I can't remember what movie they're parodying, but when they shrink themselves down to go inside of Mr. Burns' bodies to figure out what's wrong with him, and then Homer can't get out in time, so he expands whilst inside of
No,
Mr.
that's
Burns.
Ren and Stimpy.
I think it's done a
Is
few
it?
times.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking of Men in Black.
Anytime
personally.
it's
I'm thinking of Rick and Morty.
It's also in Animorphs.
It's a really common trope,
Holy
apparently.
shit.
If
And
you'd
it's
like
always
to,
disgusting.
and it's a
Yeah.
parody of the Fantastic Voyage.
Thank you.
and
Wrap it
another
up.
common trope of Shut Up is that there'll always be another episode. Next week there'll be Stench and Sensibility,
Stench and
or is
sensibility.
it Sense and Stenchability?
Sense and stench.
Sense and stenchability.
No, it
That-
is Stench and Stenchability.
Is it really?
There we go.
It's the most stupid combination of
You
all
gotta
of them.
double the stench.
Stench and Stenchability,
Okay.
which is the
makes more
penultimate episode of Futurama.
Wow.
Can a murder on the Planet Express maintain its new lead?
I'm so excited for you guys to watch that episode.
Yeah,
Great.
really?
Yes, so
good.
I love it.
That's nice.
Oh, well,
I'd like to get an excited Chris.
while we let the excitement mountain boil over, I've been crazy Sean.
What would our combo names be?
Okay, let's try this. I've been Shellen.
I've been Krellin. Fuck. Yeah,
I've been Krill.
That's good.
Krill.
Krill.
That's cute.
And I'm Fawn.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.
Tune in next week for more adventures.
we could've-
Go on our
could've
Patreon.
been-
Give us money. Bye.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could have been Ellis. God damn it.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to contact us, you can do so by emailing us at babybeardmedia@gmail.com. Our socials are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @babybeardmedia. And if you're looking for a way to support us, the best way you can do it is by jumping onto iTunes or the podcast app and giving us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Goes a long way to helping us. Otherwise, if you'd like to join us next week,
Anyway.
I found on Tinder someone who was like, one of my favorite TV shows is Futurama. And I'm like, I
Name every Futurama.
name all the
Name
Futuramas.
every single Futurama.
Are they listening to this episode?
Maybe.
Tinder, if you're not... Chris.
Yeah.
Chris is
Tinder,
Tinder.
if you're not using Chris... Chris, if you're not using Tinder to get people to listen to our podcast, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
the hell?
Literally, that's what I do.
If you were on a
Chris was
dating app
dating
called
app.
Chris, what would the function of Chris be?
It would definitely be called Chris Bonding.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
And
nice.
what is the
Fetish.
unique feature of
Fetish.
bonding?
Fetish.
Fetish.
So you can link up your fetishes.
It's just a fetish site.
Isn't that already
FetLife.
FetLife? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
how would you improve on FetLife? Just be not trash.
Gross, yeah.
It would be just me.
Just be you. Just you on every profile.
Everyone matches with you.
Yeah.
If no one matches, it's just me.
It's just you.
No one else is allowed. I think cults would have a lot to steal from.
Yeah, lots of trappings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Freemasons.
Yeah.
Everything's free.
All those free buildings that they've got, just take them.
We got bricks. We got mortar. We're masons and everything's free.
We got one of those tools which make circles. Oh yeah.
Oh, one of them.
Cornices, gargoyles.
I can't be
Ooh,
fucked
I would
getting
like a
it out.
gargoyle.
Roofs, ceilings. We've got it all.
We've got them.
Carpets. No.
Real fake